All right, Traders of SPY still in a strong uptrend, as you can see. This is the watch list video for Thursday, November 9th. You know what? Let's get right to it. DCIX. Now, you can't really see anything unless I zoom in and scroll over just to show you. So you had this huge move from under $2 to over 28, which is plumb stupid. We all know it. Two massive down days, which is fully expected. I'm going to watch this for a bounce tomorrow. We'll see. I still, obviously I expect it really to round trip before it's all over. But a lot of times shorts get a little cocky on these and you can get a surprise kind of interim bounce before it round trips. And I'm not suggesting I guarantee it's going to round trip because I have no idea. But anyway, I think the shippers are worth watching tomorrow. Same thing with tops. TOPS, huge move. Gap up, 2 days lower. It's almost round tripped. Again, the shippers might surprise folks tomorrow. One more, GLBS. Same scenario. I'm going to watch that one. Just keep your eyes on the shippers is a good way to put it. This EVEP had a really nice 3-day run. 2 days lower on declining volume. Kind of sitting right at the 200-day. Pretty good bounce play setup. HMNY. Big pop 2 days ago, and it really has round trip since then, but it's got nice support. It spent like a week right in this area, so I do think this pullback to support on lower volume might yield a nice trade tomorrow. Certainly worth watching. All right, it had a really big move a few sessions ago, and it's starting to trade pretty predictably. I don't want to say predictably, but it's trading pretty well. When it meets our parameters, we're making money off of it in chat, so it goes back on watch. PYDS had this huge move from whatever it was, like $1.40 to over 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 days with lower highs now. It did close green today, so I want to watch that for a continuation of the bounce tomorrow. Where are we? Kind of a big list today. VBLT, this is a thinner stock. It's, I don't know, it's real close to a breakout. I'll zoom out a little bit here, pan out. So you had this high, you had a lower high, which, let's see, what was it? 758 back here. Then it hit 725 here. And a couple days, I'll zoom in a little bit now. A couple days in the recent past, 2 out of the last 3 days, it's hit 735. So it looks really good over 735. Kind of a tricky trader, so be careful if you trade that one. I'll only trade it with a proper intraday setup. TCS, really nice breakout today. And we'll look for a continuation of that one tomorrow, maybe a red to green, something like that. ICON, this thing went from over 5 in one session to under 2, and then the next session like $1.50. We had a really nice trade in it this day. Then it goes down, takes out, maybe takes out all the stops here, and maybe it's up from here. Again, this has that bankruptcy look based on the chart. I don't know anything about the company or their books, but it is starting to curl back up, and you kind of like this. After the high the other day that we traded it was 215, and since then, I'm showing you 15-minute candles here. Since then, you kind of have a little cup and handle. So I think even though the daily looks ugly and is kind of obscure, I think it's worth watching tomorrow. It might squeeze one of these days if it's deemed that they're considered maybe a takeover, or it's deemed that they're not any kind of news that they're not going to be filing bankruptcy. This one could absolutely rip. So let's keep our eyes on ICON, ICON. AAOI, this is that one that ran up to over $100, then gapped down that day. Kind of found support and then gapped down again. Found support here, and nice volume today. I'm looking for a pretty good move today from a low of 39.10 all the way to 44.64 on an intraday basis. That's a big move. We're going to watch that one for a possible red to green, something along those lines. FRTA, big move today, big breakout. We'll watch that one probably for the next several days. I really like that chart there. It's a nice breakout. MSDI, lower price stock, but I like this one too. You've got high, lower high, lower high, lower high, and then a really nice pop on decent volume today. So I view this as another potential catalyst if it can get over 125, which it hit back in August. And it's not done really much of anything since then. And then today pops up to $1. So that's a pretty clean setup on a fairly low float stock, I believe. Again, I'm only trading the morning this week. I'll get back to full time tomorrow. So I'm not sure what happened with this like KBSF, but I looked at a few charts and I suspect it was chat room after chat room saying, hey, the recent reverse splits are running, probably because what DCIX did the other day, which remember went from $4, I already talked about this, to over 28. So KBSF, and I don't know, again, I haven't spoken to anybody from the chat room tonight, I've been busy, but I suspect maybe that's what it is. It's chat rooms looking for the most recent reverse split. I don't know. But this one made a plumb stupid move from 268 to 15 before settling in at 8 something. Still worth watching. Tomorrow we'll see. Be very careful with this and this one too, KONE, because this is also a notorious tiny float that has run big in the past. If you scroll back here, you see what I'm talking about. So I'm not a huge fan of this kind of trade, but they are worth having on a chart because we might get a really low risk, decent setup. So that's KBSF and KONE, both worth watching in that light. And then ONCS, I actually made $600 on this in the pre-market today. I don't usually trade pre-market because I suck at it, but it was a really nice setup. And following Wayne's rules that he put in our course for trading pre-market, and again, started my day before the market ever opened, plus 600, which is always a good thing. So this ONCS opens higher, rips, and then ends up closing, below the open. But most of the selling came in the last 15 or 20 minutes. I think this is worth having on watch for the next week or so. It's making pretty decent intraday moves. All right, that's a long list. We're going to add some pre-market gappers, and hopefully between some nice gappers and this huge list, I can get a couple decent trades tomorrow and get back to my project. And again, I'll be full-time again next week. Have a great night. See you tomorrow.